5 mistakes you're making while trying to lose weight. If you are struggling to lose weight and you have tried everything, followed everybody's rules, listened to everybody's advice, I'm gonna tell you exactly what and where you are doing or you are going wrong to hit your weight loss goals. So if you are struggling to lose weight and you are just on that hamster wheel and you don't know what you're doing wrong, I'm gonna tell you exactly what it is. And by improving and fixing these steps, you will for sure hit your weight loss goals.
Yeah, she thought she could do anything, thought she could get anywhere, confident she's...
Hey friends, welcome. My name is Danielle. This is Daniela Diaries. If you are new here, hey, how are ya? Please stick around, subscribe, share the channel because we are well on our way to the 100K plaque. And if you are looking for some motivation, inspiration, and just some real friends, honey, you found the perfect space. So make sure you stick around because we're real friends here and all are welcome. Let's talk 5 mistakes you are making while on your weight loss journey. So I was just working out, and sometimes when I am working out, I like brainstorm and then I have to stop what I'm doing and like make a quick note on my phone. And that is exactly what I did. I was thinking about my own personal weight loss journey. Now, if you guys have been here for a while, let me give you a little backstory. I was fat my whole life. I was a fat kid, I was a fat teenager, and I was a fat adult. And I know fat is like a trigger word for some people, but honey, if it's not triggering to me, don't let it trigger you. I was fat. And when I say fat, I don't mean like, ooh, I was chunky, honey, I was 300 pounds. Okay, and I know exactly how I got there. I don't know why people act brand new and they're like, I don't know how I got this big. I ate my way there. I ate my way there and I ate my way there good. And that's just what it is. I'm gonna take accountability for my own actions because I know exactly what I did and how I got there. I'm not surprised. Sometimes back in the day, I used to act shocked, like, I don't know why I'm gaining weight. But now as I, kind of got my stuff together, healed my relationship with food, healed my relationship with myself, I see where I went wrong. Okay, so over the weekend I was at a family party. These last couple weeks we've been around a lot of family stuff, right? And I ate while I was there because, it's real life and you're gonna eat at the party. But I remembered kind of how I was before, and it was like, okay, well, I ate there and then, you're still kind of hungry when you leave the party because I didn't want to like overeat while I was there. And so by the time the party was over, I was like starving, and then I'm like, you know what, screw it. Let's just hit up a Mickey D's, let's hit up White Castles, let's hit up Rosie's, whatever the case may be, and get some like greasy food. And then it was just a snowball rippling effect because what's going to happen? I'll wake up with a greasy food hangover, and the best way to cure a greasy food hangover is with more greasy food. Let's be honest. So it was a snowball effect that lasted years and that ballooned me up to 300 pounds. Now, in the last better part of a decade, I have been on my own elevation journey, and throughout that time I have lost 123 pounds. Now the big bulk, about 80 of those pounds were lost at the beginning of my journey, so right about 10 years ago, and I lost about 80 pounds. I was doing really good. Just honestly, there was no diet. It was just portion control. I know, crazy, right? And then, COVID happened. I gained some weight. Social media happened. I tried doing what everybody else was doing. I gained weight, on all these like fad or trendy ways of eating diets. They didn't work for me. And they worked for everybody else, but I want them to work for me. And I'm not gonna lie. It really grew my social media following too, that I was on these like trendy diets. So I stuck with it because I was like, look, this is what the people want to see. People are saying, I'm watching all these other YouTubers, all these other influencers, and they are losing a ton of weight. So let me follow them. They're doing what they're doing. It's obviously, I'm not trying hard enough. I'm not doing it to the best of my ability, etc., etc. So while on this journey, I kind of figured out in the last few years where I went wrong, and I wanted to share that with you because not only am I sharing it with you in hopes that it's going to help, I know that these are going to help because I'm sharing these life lessons that I have learned throughout my weight loss journey, and I can tell you, yes, it is effective. Yes, it does work because I am the proof, okay? I am the proof that is in the pudding. So if you are finally ready, here we go. Without further ado, I have a list. Why are you still fat? I know someone's gonna leave me a comment. They're gonna be like, you know what, no, I don't appreciate the word fat. Then, why are you still overweight? Why are you still chunky? Why are you still too thick to handle? Why are you still packing on the pounds? I don't know, insert whatever it is you want. Why are you overweight? I don't know, whatever the case may be, but let's go into it. Number one, you have no accountability. Who are you accountable to? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, when I'm accountable to myself, honey, I don't show up. I'm not gonna lie. I can't be held accountable to myself. I need somebody else to be accountable to. That's why having a coach works for me. Okay, my coach is worth every bit of the dollars I pay her a month because she keeps me accountable, she keeps me motivated, and she knows me, she knows my body, she knows how my body responds to things, she knows what I need more than what I do need, and I like having her. Even if it's, you know, at this point, I'm just maintaining my weight right now and we're working on building more muscle, I still like weighing in every Friday with her. That's what I like. When I was on Weight Watchers 18 years ago, I loved going in person and weighing in because I needed that person to be accountable for it. Now, maybe you don't want to hire a coach, maybe you don't want to do Weight Watchers in person or whatever the case may be, but find a group where you guys all, and I don't want to hear the scale is a trigger for you. How the hell are you gonna know how much weight you need to lose if you don't get on the damn scale? And I have the same conversation not only with you, with my mom, with other people in my life, you know, other people in my personal life that are also on a wellness journey, where I'm like, hey, look, I know that the scale can be pondering, can mess you up, but you need to know the data. You need to weigh in, you need to know what you're doing, because it's not only because I need to know how much you weigh, all right? Weight is just, that is just what it is. It's how much water, how much poop, how much skin, how much your organs weigh. It's all of these things, but also that number on the scale. If you went from last week you were 125 and this week you jumped up to 135 and your eating wasn't changing, nothing's changed, there is something that you are eating or you are drinking that is, or supplement you are taking that is causing a inflammatory response. That's why you need to weigh in. That's why you need to know this data. Aside from that, you need somebody, you need somebody to be on this journey with you. So if you're like, hey, it's you and your best friend and you guys weigh in every Friday and you're like, hey, Mare, that's my best friend's name. Hey, Mare, here's my pictures. Here's how'd you do this week, girl? And she'll say, hey, you know what? I did great. This is what I'm weighing for. I know if you're like me, weight is a personal number. And if it's somebody that you don't feel like sharing it on the internet, you can weigh in online and do an accountability group. You need somebody to keep you accountable. That's just the way it is. Because obviously if you are here, right, if you are on this thing and you got all this weight on you, you weren't accountable to anybody and you were just living life in the fast lane. So number one, you got no accountability. Show up and give somebody some accountability to yourself. Get yourself an accountability partner. Get yourself in a group that can keep you accountable. You need someone to keep you on the straight and narrow. Number two, you have no plan. What the hell are you doing if you have no plan? You have no workout routine. You're just like showing up to the gym and you're like, today I feel like legs. And then if you're a girl, I see it all the time, okay? If you go to the gym, every day's leg day. Every day is leg day for my mom. And she'll be like, oh, I did some of these and I did some of those, but I did some stuff for my glutes. You need a plan. You need a structured routine, right? You need something to go in. You just can't, it's like going to the grocery store without a list. You end up buying more than what you need. You need a plan. You need a workout plan. You need a food plan. You need stability. You need structure. You need a plan. If you plan to fail, you fail to plan. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. If you fail to plan, you're planning on failing. Get a plan, get a workout routine, write it down, figure it out. If you don't have someone to write one for you, go on Pinterest. There's workout splits all over the place. If you don't have a gym membership, you don't need one. Excuses are like assholes. Everyone's got one and they all stink. Now I know this might seem like a little tough love, but sometimes you need it. Sometimes you need it because I can't keep the kid gloves on for you. You have to get yourself together because only thing you're doing is just, misery loves company, and you're just gonna sit there and you've already done this, right? You've already been unhappy with yourself, unhappy with your body, unhappy with the skin you're in. Stop. There's only one person who can make your life better for you, and that's yourself. So be accountable and get a plan of attack. No one goes to war without a plan. No one's just like, hey, I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna figure out what happens. You're gonna go to war, and baby, weight loss is a war. It is a war amongst yourself, a war internally, and it is hard because the hardest battle you will ever fight is the battle of the bulge, the battle with you. Because why? We have an emotional connection to food. We use food as a crutch. It is just the way it is. So you need a plan. Number three, thinking you know better than everyone else. The uncoachables, the ones who think that they are going to tell you exactly what you need to do. For example, this is my favorite line. I don't want to get bulky by lifting weights. I don't want to look like a man. I just want to be toned. If that's your mentality, like, you're already planning to lose. That is, please take those words out of your mouth. Or if you're saying, oh, you know what? I don't have any weight to lose, so I don't want to do cardio. That's not the case, baby. It's not the case. Because even though you don't think you may have some fat on you, you probably do, okay? I'm gonna be honest with you, I still do cardio. I don't have any more weight to lose, but I got a lot of fat, baby. I got a lot of fat. Okay, I don't want to drop any more on the scale. I mean, maybe a few pounds here and there, but there is a lot of fat on my body that is left. Okay, now I know that people don't want to hear that, and I think, you know, you think that you know better. For example, I was on the gym the other day. I was at the gym the other day and I was on the treadmill and I was walking. And I'm listening to a conversation these two people are having, and this guy was telling this other guy that he is 44 years old and he had gained a lot of weight. Now, I've been watching this guy's progress. He's lost a lot of weight. He looks really, really good for himself. And he was saying, like, yeah, it scared me because I went to the doctor and they put me on metformin. They had me on high blood pressure medication, and I'm only 44, and I was really afraid. Like, it scared me. My kids are real little, and it really kind of shook me. So, you know, I had to really clean up my eating. And now remember, this guy is a diabetic and he's hypertensive. So when you're hypertensive and you're diabetic, you have to be a little bit more strict on certain food groups. Now here comes this other guy. Now this other guy is thinner, but you could tell he's like skinny fat, you know, like where he's just probably been small framed his whole life, but probably not in like the best health. Also, I've known this guy and I've kind of heard his health ailments. He's got a lot of problems that doesn't even look like he has any. But anyways, he was like, yeah, you don't cut on any food groups. That's like the worst you can do. And you know what I do? I get up in the morning and I have a big glass of orange juice. Pure sugar. Diabetics should not drink pure orange juice, I'm sorry. And he's like, so get yourself a big glass of OJ, and you know, I go in there and I take, you know, 2 big pieces of bread, and then I'll fry up some eggs. I put a lot of butter in them, and what else did he say? Bread, and then he does, he'll do some like potatoes. It was like a super fatty, carb, like heavy breakfast. And he's like, yeah, man, I feel great all day. That's what you need to do. You need to do that. Don't listen to what these other people are doing. That guy couldn't do that. But also in the same sentence, the guy said he was recovering from like his 3rd heart attack, so he should probably lay off the fat too. But anyways, you know, you don't know better than I mean, if you knew better, you wouldn't be where you were at. Unless you do know better and you just ignored everything you knew, right? So be open to learning new things. Be open to, you know, knowing that you don't know everything. And that's in life, right? If you knew everything in life, what fun would that be? My grandfather once said to me, now my grandfather's been dead forever at this point. I was almost 5 when he died, but I remember this, particularly him telling me, if you learn something new today, today wasn't a waste. You have to be open to learning new things every day. You don't know everything, okay? I promise you, you don't. If you knew everything, you probably wouldn't be on this video, on this channel right now. Be open to learning new things. Be open to knowing, to understanding that you just don't know everything. And that's okay, because there's always room to grow and to learn more. Number 4, now this kind of piggybacks off of the other thing. Listening to what everybody else has to say. Okay, now imagine this diabetic guy with high blood pressure is listening to this other guy who doesn't have any issues with his blood sugar and is just gonna be like, oh, well, this guy at the gym told me that I should have a big ass glass of orange juice and this and that. You can't, and you get a lot of false information online. You know, everybody's the authority on everything. You go on TikTok, they're gonna tell you to do, you know, there's crazy stuff all the time. Crazy things like eat an orange that you burn the skin off of and this and that, or the new thing right now is like oat Zempic, right? And you're blending up oats, and there's always something. There's people on here, even though they do have, you know, an MD behind, or not even MD, they got the doctor title, doesn't mean they're necessarily like a doctor. Some of them just, you know, got a doctorate. Be mindful. And just because certain ways of eating work for others doesn't mean it's gonna work for you. As you guys know, I did keto for years. It worked slightly and then it stopped. Now my husband, who was a borderline diabetic, right, we took his A1C from a 7 to a 4.8. He thrived with keto. He did so well with keto. I mean, it was really beneficial. It was therapeutic for him. For me, not so much, but that's okay, because different strokes for different folks. Some people did so well on that Weight Watchers thing where it was all the free points. I just gained a shit ton of weight. It was just, it didn't work. But years ago, when they did the other Weight Watchers thing with the little like calculator thing, like 18 years ago, I don't even know, I think it was like Points Plus or something, I did really well with that, you know, but it doesn't always work, right? Sometimes you just got to do super basic things. Portion control, watching your calories, being mindful of your macros, moving your body. It doesn't have to be super duper hard, honestly. Honestly, weight loss is really that simple. It's just the fact is it takes some time. That's why I feel like a lot of people are struggling, is because they try these things in hopes of quick responses. Like, oh my God, you know, here we are, April 8th, which is today, and you're like, holy shit, I got a wedding to go to June 2nd. This dress is 3 sizes too small because I thought I would be at goal weight right now. So how can I lose 30 pounds in 30 days? You're setting yourself up for failure. If you have 30 pounds to lose in 30 days, you probably could lose them, but you're gonna gain 30 pounds and probably another 15. So don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to your mental health, and sure shit, don't do that to your metabolism. And lastly is the YOLO mentality. I know YOLO is really aging me, but it's that you only live once. You know, these moments are to enjoy. Every day is a blessing, right? So if we choose to live that mentality every day, where we're like, you know what, YOLO, I only live for today. So you know what, they have this new, those jumbo croissants, they're like all over my house right now. I'm gonna go and have one of those because I just deserve a sweet treat. Or you know what, I'm gonna get this cafe frappe because YOLO, and you're YOLOing yourself into an extra 3, 4, 5,000 calories a day, 5, 6 days a week, and you're gonna be, at the end of the month, you're probably gonna be up 12, 13 pounds. Or you are still training super hard, but you're not seeing any results because you're YOLOing. You know, you're YOLO. Don't do that. Don't do that, okay? Yes, life is to enjoy, but why does everything with life have to be about food and snacks? Like, why not have like the moments? Go walk somewhere, see something. That extra money you were gonna spend on the jumbo croissants or the sweet treat coffees, save that all those days during the week or whatever the case may be, save that and have a great all-out experience on Saturday. Go to that nice restaurant you want, have a whole like dinner, and take somebody with you and have like a moment, you know? I still enjoy a treat meal once a week. Actually, I'm entitled to 2, to be honest with you. But mostly I have like a nice treat meal, and either we'll go with I'll make something for me and my family, we'll go have a nice dinner out. It's getting nice out, so we'll go sit at a patio and eat something. That's date night, right? Those are the moments I enjoy. If I lived every night like it was date night, I would date night my ass right back into 300 pounds. And I'm not doing that because honestly, I don't feel good when I consume a lot of that, you know, filler garbage, you know, the sweet treats and like those really heavy oils, and it's just not my vibes. I feel really, really gross. I feel really sluggish. My skin doesn't feel good. Like, everything hurts afterwards. And once your body becomes adjusted and acclimated to eating really good, nutrient-dense food that you're making at home, you're gonna totally be blown away. And also, in this economy, baby, you need to stop YOLOing your money away, because inflation is real, baby. It is so real. Hearing that rent is like $2K a month for a 1 2-bedroom apartment here in Chicago. We don't have the money to live YOLO anymore. We have to be mindful with our funds. And the best way to do that is to make these experiences. What if you could learn how to make those croissants at home and make them more in a cleaner version and do that? A lot of the desserts I share with you guys are because I'll have in mind a sweet treat, but first off, bakeries are expensive. And I like making these things at home and sharing them with you guys because they're fun, they're easy, and they're delicious. So I know that this video may have came out hard, right? It may have been a little bit of a slap in the face, but we're real friends here, right? And if a real friend can't tell you when stuff's looking a little shady, then who can? You know, if you wanted somebody to sit here and condone your behavior, then I mean, whoever's in your corner right now is just cheering you on. I feel like a real friend can tell you when like things are looking a little shaky. I'm gonna wrap this video up. Make sure you subscribe. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye, friends.
I wish I had the same delusion that I did when I was 2 and didn't think that I could ruin anything at all. I could never fall. I wish I had that same conviction, convinced I never needed fixing. Yeah, that girl really knew her business. Where did she go? Yeah, she thought she could do anything. Thought she